Hi, my name is Jasmine,
And I'm Joseph Panorama.
and we're going to be speaking about humor in Italian and Dominican stereotypes. What is a stereotype? A stereotype is a standardized mental picture that is held in common by members of a group and that represents an oversimplified opinion, prejudiced attitude, or uncritical judgment. Stereotypes can be generalized, but they can also be very specific, depending on the group that the stereotype is being directed to. Humor and stereotypes. Who would have thought that there's actually humor in stereotypes? Well, stereotypes are funny because they cross a cultural line. They depend on a preconceived notion of how a group of people are or act. There's different techniques when it comes to humor and stereotypes. Some individuals might use superiority, others might use relief release, and others might use incongruity. Superiority is when an individual feels like he is superior to the other person that he is having a conversation or making the joke from. Relief release is usually a technique that individuals use to release the tension when in a room. Incongruity is things that really make no sense to other individuals.
So, Italian stereotypes. There are many stereotypes for Italians, and they're divided into two sections. There's the old stereotypes and the new stereotypes, and we've seen that probably across every group there is. But of course, because I'm Italian, I see it a little bit more. The old Italian stereotype. Everyone got their family in the mafia. Everyone. Uncle Nino's in the mafia. Has no idea who he is, he just happens to work in construction. Another thing, the pinky ring, the gold chains, the bracelets, the old Italian stereotype, especially for men, are gaudy. The women are gaudy with their poofy hair and their obnoxious New York accent. The third Italian stereotype is they're pretty violent. Uh, Tony Soprano is in there, and that's probably the quintessential Italian stereotype, at least of the old Italian stereotypes in this new age. For the most part, people have this preconceived notion that Italian Americans are uneducated. They tend to not have gone to college or finished high school. They tend to wear silky clothes that are very tailored straight to their body. They have a hairy chest, which their silky clothes allow the hair to protrude. They have a slick back, greasy hair. For some reason, Italians love to put a lot of product in their hair, or back in the 50s, Vaseline, or whatever it may be. The quintessential quote unquote Guido of the old school Italian stereotypes. You can see he's wearing a silky clothes. The cuffs are tailored perfectly for his body. The shoes have just enough coming out. The collar is open, the chest hair is showing. Unfortunately, you can't see the pinky ring or the neck or the necklace in this case, but it's there. The hair, silky, pushed back. And of course, the main design for this, which is important, is for some reason the Italian man thinks he's more important than the woman. And you can see this in the placement of this quintessential Italian stereotype, where the woman is far behind looking up at the man. The new Italian stereotype. There's a new notion of the quote unquote Guido, which is no longer a mafia type of stereotype, but it's more of the Jersey Shore type, the really loud, obnoxious type of person. They're always in the gym. Apparently, the looks are the most important thing. There's actually a saying that goes, I can't be with a woman who doesn't look better than me. Never heard of that before, but it's there. For some reason, people assume that your family owns a pizzeria. I have no idea where that comes from, but it's a staple. There's always a joke that says, go in your basement and make me a pizza. The kids work in construction. They take after their parents. Their parents get them in. Their uncle gets them in. there's this big notion of the Italian American community working in construction, carpentry, any sort of laborious job. And that also connects to the educational factor of the old Italian stereotype. Yes, Vicks is the cure for everything. That's common among multiple cultures. But in the Italian American culture, especially the New Age, that's their home remedy. Another thing is wearing their clothes too tight. You know, back in the old stereotypes, you had your collar open to show your hairy chest. You were usually out of shape. But now you're in shape and you're showing off your pectoral muscles. You wear too much chapstick. That's a major key. You never want to look not, should I say, mint. They're always tan. It's tanning, tanning, tanning. In the summer, you're always tanning. For some reason, I don't even know if you're working as much as you're tanning, but you're tan. And they're more Italian than actual Italians. I don't know how that's possible. They don't speak the language. At least most of them don't speak the language. They're third-generation American. They grew up in New York, yet they feel they are more Italian than actual Italians are.
There are so many Dominican stereotypes that I've heard before, and it's so long the list that it's really hard for me to just give you a few, but I'm gonna try my best. Dominicans are always late. We are never on time. The only way we are on time is if we're going to the airport when we arrive 4 hours earlier than our plane. We're constantly eating plantains and playing dominoes. So basically, according to other individuals, we're always eating plantains for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. I don't like dominoes. I don't even know how to play dominoes, and I'm Dominican. So we're always loud. Apparently, we are never having inside voices when we are talking to other individuals. I can say that that's true, and I can say that that's false. It all depends on the environment that we're in. Vicks is the cure for everything. You're sick, put some Vicks on your chest. You have a runny nose, put some Vicks on your nose. Vicks is the cure for everything. So you just have to rely on Vicks for your cold next time. You always have a lot of cousins. Apparently everyone that you know that is Dominican is your cousin. So you have a large family that you don't even know of. You claim to always being broke. Dominicans always are broke according to them, but they are always wearing the latest trend, the latest brand, the latest brand name clothes, the latest iPhone, and we're always claiming to be broke. Dominicans always whistle at people instead of calling their names. So instead of calling them, we all just go psst, psst, psst. That's our way of calling you. We're really bad at giving directions. You ask us where you're trying to go, and we will give you 10 different ways of getting to the right instead of just telling you go right. We're all obsessed with baseball. Baseball is basically our sport, so all of us love it. That's so not true. I hate it. The cultural overlap? Well, you would never thought that Italians and Dominicans really have a cultural overlap. Well, surprisingly, we do. We're loud.
We all have large families, most having the same exact name.
We're very proud. Any chance to say what we want to say, we will always say it.
Unfortunately, race among each other is a very major issue. Italians don't like each other by region, mostly because of their background and who took over who first and who's poor and who's not poor. And, well, that's, of course, in the old country. In the new country, well, something totally different.
Food is a staple. My food is better than anybody else's, according to Dominicans.
And let's not forget, Italians eat macaroni and meatballs 3 times a week. Dominicans eat rice almost every day.
And
Same
we eat tamanco too.
There you go.
Home remedies before the doctor.
Vicks is the cure for everything.
I'm not yelling.
This is not a brand deal. And an Italian plus a Dominican equals
Dun, 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 dun.
me.
Joseph.
Now this is me wearing a Brooklyn, New York Italian t-shirt while writing Hoy se bebe, which means
we are drinking today.
while holding Dominican beer. as you can see, I'm in a tank top, I'm showing my muscles, and I'm a walking stereotype. And of course, yes, the Italian side may come out more, but there are traits that are equal across both.